Welcome to the Assassin's Corner. I'm the cerebral assassin, and with me is the general.
Hello.
Hello. So today we're going to be going over Marvel Crisis Protocol's Baron Zemo. Now, what I love about this character, I just love the way he looks, man.
He does look good.
So this was done by Andy the Painter, again.
Brother.
From Stiff Neck Studios. And I'll tell you, one thing I really hate about this model is these damn shoulder pads. That was the worst part about putting this model together. And this little thing on his jacket, that kind of sucked too. It wasn't as bad as the shoulder pads, oh man, or the elbow pads.
Yeah, I heard you had a lot of fun. You know, you tell me how much you enjoyed putting the Wakanda women together.
Yeah. The elbow pads on this character, there was no reason not to have them on there or have them off, separated. But whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the model.
Yep.
So Baron Zemo, he's got a 5 health. He's got a range of large, so he can move across the table very fast.
Yeah, you can move on.
He's got a 2 height. He's got 3 costs, so he's not very expensive. So let's go ahead and see for his defense abilities. We got for physical is 3, energy is 3, and mystical is 4.
Very respectable.
Yep.
That's a decent...
As of right now, there's only really one character that does mystical, I think.
Yes, that's MODOK.
MODOK.
So right now, I think we'll see more mystical when the Asgardians come.
Yes.
So that's when that will take into a great effect, basically.
Well, actually, since they just showed off a little bit of Doctor Strange, that's going to be...
Oh, yeah, he's mystic as well. Oh, there is a teaser of Doctor Strange, and I can't wait to see the model. It looks epic.
I haven't even showed you. They showed off Wong.
Oh, dude, seriously?
Yeah, they actually have the whole figure of Wong.
Oh my God!
So
I want it all.
Yeah,
I want
he's
it
so
all.
cool, man.
I want it all.
So all right, let's get back into Baron Zemo here.
Sorry, guys, we went off on one.
Sorry. So we got Sword Strike. It's your 2 range, 5 dice, 0 energy. After this attack is resolved, the character gains power equal to the damage dealt, just like regular strike. Okay, so this has bleed. So if you roll a whirlpool, the character gets bleed. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the bleed special condition.
So what bleed does, it's an extra damage on a character if they don't knock it off or shake it off. And the way you shake it off is when you activate that character that is bleed, they have to lose an action to shake it off. If they don't lose an action, they suffer an additional damage point.
Yep. So the next ability is another physical attack. It's Still Rush. It's got a 3 range, 6 attack dice for 2 power. After this attack is resolved, the character may advance medium. That's awesome.
That's huge.
And then it also has a bleed ability for a whirlpool. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains a bleed special condition.
Now this is huge. I'm going to talk about how to synergize it with the rest of the stuff. So let's go through the rest of the stuff.
All right. So his active ability is Charge. So it's an action. So you're going to spend an action doing this ability. This character immediately makes a move action followed by an attack action. This superpower can only be used once per turn. And it costs 2 to play. One
of the best powers in the game, I think. The fact that you can move and attack at the same time is a game changer.
So if you're, especially since he has a movement large, so if you're within that distance, you can move, attack, and then attack again.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're within that
absolutely. And if you've got enough power, which you can have very early on in the game, Still Rush, you move forward. You only need a range of 3, so you don't need to be that close. You smack up some guy, take him out, or do a lot of damage, and then you move M back. You can move M backwards. Now, what I tend to do with him, I'm very cheeky. I go up, I pick up the objective or whatever I need to pick up, or I pick up the infected. I get my free M move, and then my next action, if it's like a slow action to move because I've got someone on me, or it isn't, I get either a slow action move back or his normal long action. So I've just moved. So what's really sick about this is I've gone up 1 long, I've got a range of 3, which is an attack, and then I get an M move back and a long move back. So he can literally just take stuff, run all the way back, and your opponent has nothing to combat that with, and you've already held one of the objectives or a victory point, which is huge in the game.
All right, so let's get into his next two abilities, which are inactive abilities. Counter-Strike is the first one. After an attack against this character is resolved, it may use a superpower. If the attacker is within 3 range, roll 4 dice. Deal 1 damage to the attacker for each critical in each whirlpool roll.
I love it.
2 costs.
I love it because you take damage and then you say, you know what? I'm going to spend that 2 damage. You're right next to me in 2 range. I'm going to try and hit you back. So he also does damage. He also gains power from the damage as well. That's pretty huge.
Yep. So the next ability is Master Swordsman. When it is the target of an attack or targets a character with an attack, this character may use a superpower. If the enemy character is within 2 range, this character may re-roll any number of attack dice or defense dice for 2 costs.
So this is what I do. This is what I like to synergize with him. I like to pull off these 3 things. I like to pull off Master Swordsman and Steel Rush. Or if I've got enough power, all of these 3, Steel Rush, Charge, and Master Swordsman. Usually I only get to choose 2, not all 3. So sometimes it may be Steel Rush and Master. The fact that you can re-roll all your dice and you get 6 dice basic to attack. That is huge. In this game, re-rolls are a big deal. So and he's got another thing. This is the reason why he gets a little bit sick. Let's go to Strategic Genius.
Strategic Genius. All right, this is his passive ability. This character and allied characters within 2 range may re-roll 1 dice in the attack or defense rolls.
There you go. So here's the other thing. It's like even if you miss, any allied characters have gained this as well. You get a free re-roll. Again, if he gets hit, he can re-roll that defense dice. And here's the reason why Baron Zemo for me is such a key piece in my games. If you're playing if you're playing a Puritan villain team only, which is what I'm doing, he is really key because he's the only villain right now who has got the long range. Everyone else is medium, and I think there's 2 who are small. So you have Venom, who's small, and you have small in terms of movement, and you have Crossbones, who's small movement. If you're not playing a Puritan army and you're doing a mix and match, there are enough long movement characters, you're fine. But for players who just want to play just villains at this point of time, because not all the villains are out, he is so key because he moves so fast. And he's the only one that can get to objectives, or if someone's stolen objectives and move back, he's the only one that can get to it and get back. So he's like a little key piece for me. Strategic Genius is huge. His synergies are fantastic, but you have to be careful. He's only got 5 wounds, and he can be taken out.
All right. So now we have his other side, which let's see, anything change?
No, pretty much all the same.
It's all the same.
All the same. So 10 wounds in total. 10 basic, and then once he gets injured, he's got 5 left. He is pretty amazing. One of the best villains I think in the game. The fact that he's just so fast, he has damage out point, he makes you bleed. If you give him a combo like 2-punch hit, he gets an extra 2 dice to hit. He's won me a lot of games. He's been very annoying for my opposing opponents. Again, if you're playing a pure villain list like I am, like I always do, he's key. If you're not, you got a bit more flexibility because you got a few more guys who can move along. Yep. But if you are, you got to take a Baron Zemo for now.
All right. Well, that was our review of Baron Zemo. Hope you guys are enjoying our videos for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Make sure to give us a like and leave a comment, and we will see you in the next video.